The $1 million Rolls-Royce accident has sent shockwaves across Australia, and the name Yang Lanlan has become a trending topic. At present, there are two main theories about her background, both tied to Xi Jinping and his brother Xi Yuanping. Theory 1. Ex-user James Kwan claimed that Yang Lanlan's real name is Xi Minglan, born around 2003 in Hangzhou. Her mother was an actress with the Zhejiang opera troupe, Little Hundred Flowers. The head of Zhejiang University Children's Hospital reportedly delivered her. At that time, Xi Jinping was serving as deputy party secretary and governor of Zhejiang. Lanlan's mother is described as having a sweet singing voice and captivating charm that allegedly won over Governor Xi. Theory 2. According to overseas commentator Lao Deng, Yang Lanlan is actually the biological daughter of Xi Yuanping. His former wife's surname was Yang. Afterward, Xi Yuanping emigrated to Australia, where he settled permanently and became a resident. He allegedly used his daughter as the family's asset keeper, transferring billions abroad under her management. The recent car crash brought her identity into the spotlight. So which theory is closer to the truth, and what other shocking secrets has the Yang Lanlan incident uncovered? Let's find out. The Little Hundred Flowers, Xiaobaihua Troupe, and the Godmother Doctor. According to James Kwan and Lao Deng, at least one of their versions has to be true. So what's the real story? The following details might help clear things up a bit. The Zhejiang Little Hundred Flowers opera troupe was founded in 1983 and is one of China's leading all-female yue opera companies. It's been praised at home and abroad as an Eastern wonder, and top CCP leaders have attended their performances many times. As a professional women's troupe, Little Hundred Flowers was essentially seen as a cluster of beauties. Xi Jinping worked in Zhejiang from 2002 to 2007 for 5 years. As a senior provincial official, it would have been hard for him to avoid attending the troupe's shows during festivals and holidays. But did Xi ever follow in Jiang Zemin's footsteps, like when Jiang slipped a note saying, "I need to see you," into the hand of a young performer backstage at the CCTV gala? That remains an open question. Then there's Huang Hefeng, a professor, chief physician, doctoral supervisor, and expert in developmental diseases, reproductive medicine, and fertility safety. She currently serves as president of Zhejiang Medical University, dean of the Belt and Road International Institute of Medicine, and director of the Ministry of Education's key laboratory for reproductive genetics. Among her many titles, her position as dean of the Belt and Road International Institute stands out, since Belt and Road is Xi Jinping's flagship initiative. Could her appointment have any connection to the rumor that she delivered Yang Lanlan at birth? It's impossible to say, but it certainly fuels speculation. Xi Jinping's fondness for the art scene. The details about Little Hundred Flowers and Huang Hefeng seem to draw Yang Lanlan's paternity closer to Xi Jinping. Let's keep digging. CCTV, with its deep ties to China's arts and entertainment world, has long been nicknamed the Back Palace of Zhongnanhai. Senior CCP officials are often said to enjoy tender grass from the arts circle, and Xi Jinping is no exception. After all, his wife, Peng Liyuan, is herself a major star in China's cultural scene. There are even rumors that Tai Ning, 20th Central Committee member, vice chair of the National People's Congress, and chair of both the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles and the China Writers Association, was once Xi Jinping's lover. The story goes back to the 1980s, when Tai Ning was an editor at Huashan magazine under the Baoding Literary Federation. Around that time, she visited Zhengding County, where she was serving as county party secretary, and the two became acquainted. China affairs expert Gao Xin once revealed that Tai Ning nearly became Xi Jinping's mistress. According to him, if it weren't for her overly artistic temperament and ideals at the time, the national mother today might not have been Peng Liyuan. Gao Xin also said he had interviewed an insider about Xi and Tai Ning's relationship. The insider claimed that when Xi was in Zhengding, known for his polished, cultured manner, he met Li Mantian, then head of the local branch of the Writers Association, who was doing fieldwork in the countryside. Through Li's introduction, Xi visited the Baoding Literary Federation to talk literature with Tai Ning, then still a young magazine editor. At the time, Tai Ning was under 30. When they met, she asked Xi what he was working on, and he shot back with, "What was your first work?" The two grew familiar through exchanges like this. Years later, when Xi met Peng Liyuan, he reportedly asked her the same question. "What was your first work?" A detail that naturally invites comparisons. Though these rumors may never be confirmed, at this year's two sessions, when Xi walked past, Tining's lingering gaze and subtle smile left many feeling there was something unusual between them. Xi Jinping's alleged out-of-wedlock child, not the first. Exiled Professor Yuan Hongbing, once a drinking companion of Xi Jinping back in China, claimed that during a drunken night Xi slapped the backside of a waitress, prompting the kitchen staff to rush out and chase him. Yuan said the two of them had to grab a table as a shield and escape into the weeds of the summer palace. There are also claims from someone close to Xi's secretary, Zhang, that while working in Fujian, Xi had an affair with a female doctor and fathered a daughter out of wedlock. That daughter later grew up and married Zhang's son, making Secretary Zhang Xi Jinping's in-law. Thanks to this special tie, Zhang often represented Xi on inspection tours, smoothing the way and handling business on his behalf. Wherever Zhang went, local officials treated him with the same deference as if Xi himself had arrived. According to another source, Lu Duxi, one of Xi's alleged illegitimate children, is a son named Suo Yang. His mother was said to be a famous female chess player. Reports claim that Xi's parents, Xi Zhongxun and Qi Xin, formally recognized Suo Yang and brought him into the Xi family. He even appeared at Xi Zhongxun's funeral, though outwardly the family presented him as the illegitimate son of Xi Yuanping, Xi Jinping's younger brother. It's said that when Peng Liyuan, Xi's wife, found out about his relationship with the chess player, she was furious and demanded a divorce. But in the end, for the sake of the bigger picture, she stayed. Lu Duxi also alleged that Suo Yang's birth had been orchestrated by Qi Xin herself, with Xi Zhongxun's involvement. Qi was said to have carefully planned the family's political future, paving Xi Jinping's path to ultimate power. Since Peng Liyuan hadn't born a son, Qi arranged for Xi to father a child with a Zhejiang chess player, ensuring the family bloodline would continue. Suo Yang was born at Zhejiang University Hospital. From childhood, he was described as bright and talented, deeply cherished by his grandmother, Qi Xin. He grew up in Zhejiang before later moving to Beijing. At Xi Zhongxun's funeral, 3 children standing in the front row caught public attention. Xi Yuanping's son, Xi Mingjing, Xi Jinping's daughter, Xi Mingzhe, and standing right beside her, Suo Yang, Xi's alleged illegitimate son. Reportedly, to divert public suspicion, Qi Xin created the cover story that Suo Yang was Xi Yuanping's child. In 2018, Suo Yang entered Renmin University of China under the guidance of Professor Wang Huacheng, with special security arrangements and even defense-selected classmates to ensure his protection. Based on Lu Duxi's information, some netizens speculate that Suo Yang's mother was none other than Suo Shen, who once won the Girls' World Junior Chess Championship. Later, in 2000, Suo Shen married Mohammed of Qatar's royal family and went on to have 3 daughters. The Yang Lanlan case reveals a powerful figure who escaped justice for 31 years. The car crash involving Yang Lanlan not only exposed whispers about the out-of-wedlock child of a top Chinese leader, but also pulled back the curtain on deeper structural problems. In Australia, Yang Lanlan existed in an official state of non-existence. This invisible status was no accident. It's the standard playbook of China's political elite when operating overseas. They exploit loopholes, conceal massive assets abroad, and keep their public records scrubbed clean. Yang's case is just the tip of the iceberg. The breakthrough came from a short-lived Zhihu post by a user named Jonathan, who claimed that Yang was involved in iron ore trading and had a partner named Sun Thallium. At first glance, the name seemed trivial, but it contained a shocking clue. The word thallium is extremely sensitive in Chinese, as it refers to a highly toxic heavy metal directly tied to one of the most notorious poisoning cases in modern Chinese history, the thallium poisoning of Zhu Ling. In 1994, Zhu Ling, an outstanding student at Tsinghua University, was poisoned with thallium by her roommate out of jealousy, leaving her permanently disabled. The prime suspect in the case was Sun Wei. Independent media producer Xin Shai later argued that Sun Thallium was a coded reference to Sunway. This revelation suddenly linked a present-day car crash to a 31-year-old mystery, showing how China's elites continue to escape justice across both time and geography. Sunway's grandfather, Sun Yuanping, was a legendary figure in China's energy sector, known as the King of Coal and Oil. More crucially, he was one of the few who switched from the nationalist government to the communists, a shrewd political move that cemented the family's privileged status in the new regime. Sun Yuanping was held in special regard by top CCP leaders like Jiang Zemin, Li Peng, and Li Ruihuan, and became a central figure in the party's United Front system. His political stature not only gave him enormous influence, but also built a protective shield around his entire family. Families like the Suns leveraged these ties to control China's most vital resources, especially in energy and minerals. Against this backdrop, it's no coincidence that Yang Lanlan's iron ore dealings in Australia intersect with the Sun family's deep-rooted interests in the energy sector. It looks less like chance and more like a carefully designed business network. As the world's largest importer of iron ore, China's trade with Australia involves hundreds of billions of dollars. Controlling this trade not only guarantees astronomical profits, but also provides a channel for transforming domestic political power into global financial gain. From a car crash in Australia to a mysterious poisoning 31 years ago, from iron ore trading to an energy empire, the Yang Lanlan case feels like a key that unlocks the black box of China's red aristocracy, exposing the codes of power and hidden wealth. But precisely because of its sensitivity, all traces are being wiped clean. On Weibo and WeChat, any post containing the name Yang Lanlan is instantly deleted. Foreign media reports are suppressed in China. Related news is blocked. There are even rumors of internal police orders. For 3 months, do not investigate Yang Lanlan or face prison. Chinese outlets such as Dahai Daily, Datong News, and Shaoxiang Morning Post initially reported or reposted the story, only to quietly delete everything. On Jihu, every thread about her vanished. Even Hong Kong's pro-Beijing media fell in line. PhoenixNet pulled an article titled, Yang Lanlan in Australia, What's Really Happening? Meanwhile, Jonathan, the Chinese Australian who first revealed Yang's identity, was reportedly threatened by CCP police across borders and forced to delete his post. This isn't just domestic censorship, it's cross-border repression. Who has the power to mobilize resources on such a scale to silence voices both at home and abroad? You already know the answer. That's all for today's program. Thank you, and see you next time.